how maybe helping the players, parents and coaches maybe understand what it takes to push through. I think there's a lot of different things, right? It's like moving on and how you handle things. I think maybe how you've seen some of the players deal with it on your in your programs.
Yeah, it's funny. We just had a team meeting with our 18U group, this year, and they've got a ton of talent. They've got some, like, it's been one of our top groups we've had, and that's a hard level because there's a lot of guys that are, obviously trying to get these kids to go play juniors, maybe a year early, what have you. So we're explaining to them like the potential and obviously what it takes, to get there, and which is obviously a lot of coaches' conversation. And I said to them, like, it's like we're your mentors, we're your coaches. Like we've made these mistakes along the way. Like there's been times where obviously you cut corners and you skip a left, or you see the tape ball on the floor, you don't pick it up, or you're being a bad teammate and it. And working with young kids, like our job professionally is obviously the mistakes you make. Like you don't want to go and have these kids make them all again. And we talked about it. It's like our staff is, it's guys who either played at the next level or certainly got a ton of experience working with kids and love the best interest of building people first. But when you look back on the mistakes that I think we've all made, it's important to see how you recover from everything. And as an adult now, I'm 39. It's hard to admit, but I see so many things that that I was really happy about doing, and so many things that I was like, man, like I wish I had somebody better, to kind of teach me, the same conversations I'm having with these kids. But, when I look back on it, like anything, and you start to reflect, and as I told the guys, like, 20 years from now, like you may look back on all the sacrifices that people made for you to try to coach you along the way. And, the one mentor that obviously is, first of all, is my father, that, and it's like nobody, when you're younger, you never want to listen to your parents. I mean, I'm sure the same way, and they're blue in the face, do your homework, read the book, work out, this, that, and the other. But my father just taught me so many life lessons, from about your reputation to your work ethic, to somebody is always watching. And, mistakes, yeah, you're going to make them, but I think it's the biggest thing is how you recover from them and how you learn and how you grow. And then I think how you send that message along as well too. You got to make sure that nobody else does it again. And, looking back, and I was talking to these kids, years from now, my father just had like a lot of fundamental, basic, teaching lessons, like, all you have is your reputation. I'm sure you heard that a million times, and, is another time too, it's just like, I'm not your friend, I'm your father, and those are hard pieces too, as a, as a coach or as a father as well too, that you want to be, a friend, you want to hang out with it, you want to, sound cool, but at the end of the day, like you got to learn how to, put the hammer down, put your foot down, teach these kids life lessons. So, we talk about they don't make those mistakes, and then they have that respect for you. So that obviously they can learn and grow and obviously appreciate what you're trying to, instill in their core values. So anyway, I think my father was my biggest mentor, teaching these young kids, not to make the same mistakes. And obviously, like anything, you have your staples in life on, who you want to be, what your identity is. And certainly, those 4 pillars and whatever they may be to you or your family, your team, you got to find those. And then obviously get kids to buy into that process. And I think, formally, you really start to develop a strong culture, too, where kids start to really work hard to make the better and right decisions as they move along in life.
Right. Yeah. And just kind of, I guess, our way throughout our spring summer program is just really drilling it into the players, well, especially the young ones, but there's still some that are older that just kind of don't understand it. I was probably even one of those players too. It just takes a little while, but we're all, we all make mistakes. The best in the NHL, the best in the world they still make mistakes. But I think what the biggest difference is how they respond to those mistakes and limiting the amount of mistakes that they're making. And it's just like these kids that are coming up, I'm sure they've heard their head coaches and assistant coaches tell them that is the game of hockey is full of mistakes, but they use the term we, that we have to play as a team and limit our mistakes so that there's no turnovers, bad turnovers, and the other team goes score, that type of thing. And just relating that, I guess, the analogy to them of how it is in a game to whether they're training or their real life, their outside of hockey life.
Yeah, and I think it also comes back to their, to your team, and everybody's going to make mistakes. You're talking about a turnover, or, a tough decision, but it keeps coming back to people around you, and having those guys help you recover from those spots, and push you through those hard moments. And listen, at the end of the day, like, we're all going to have to make hard decisions, and and our kids are going to have to learn the hard way, but certainly it teaches you to do things the right way too, and some kids get it, a lot of kids get it when they have good leadership, and obviously some don't, and that's hockey's not going to be for them. It might be something else, in business, or art, or whatever, music, whatever the case may be. But yeah, I mean, to thrive in this sport you're talking about, like, you're going to make mistakes. It's how you recover. It's the team environment that's around you, and then how bad you want it. And these guys that make it to the next level, like, they're putting everything and everything into it, and they're not looking back. Like, they're just trying to find ways to keep bettering themselves, every day and every year, every month, every week. But that's what makes them so special too.